Hey guys, welcome back. So I'm going to start priming the skin with the Nivea Men Post Shave Balm in Sensitive. Don't knock it until you try it. This is actually moisturizing and it has the second most active ingredient of glycerin, which is something that will help the makeup to adhere to your skin. And I'll just follow up with the Smashbox Photofinish Primer Water. So I'm actually in between spray tans right now, so I'm mixing a pump and a half of the YSL Touche Éclat foundation in the shade B50 with a half pump of the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Porcelain. I'm constantly changing my brow routine, but right now I am loving the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade in the shade Blonde. And I'll just take a small angled brush and flick that through my brows with little hair-like motions, and I'll clean up with the Becca concealer in the shade Sherbert. To prime the lids, I'm using a MAC paint pot and Painterly, and I'm going to buff that in with a small little kabuki brush, and then I'm going to go in with my trusty transition shade Peach Smoothie from Makeup Geek. For the crease color, I'm taking Frappe from Makeup Geek, and I'm going to work it on the inner and outer corners of the eye with a focus on the outer corner to kind of give a more elongated shape to the eye. For my lid color, I'm using Cocoa Bear by Makeup Geek, which is a deep reddish brown shade, and I'm going to pack that on with a flat shader brush rather than a blending brush, which is going to give a more opaque look, and I'll just go back and forth with a blending brush on the outer edges just to make sure it's all blended. Now I'm taking my Meet Matte Nude palette, and I'm going to take Matte Garcia, which is similar to Cocoa Bear from Makeup Geek except for it's a little darker, and I'm just going to use that to deepen up the crease. And then I'll go in with the Matte Wood shade from this palette, which is a much darker brown color, and I'll just kind of deepen up the outer V with that. When using this many shades on the eyes, I do recommend at the end using a clean blending brush just to kind of make sure everything's blending in together without it looking all muddy. I attempted my wing liner on camera, but that was a complete fail, so I just used the NYC liquid liner for that. And then to highlight the face, I used the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in the shade Fair Neutral, and I just took it underneath the eyes, down the bridge of the nose, on the chin, and on the forehead in between the brow area, and just blended that in with a damp beauty blender. And then I took the foundation brush I used earlier and just blended out the edges of that just to make sure it wasn't too harsh looking. And then to set that, I'm using the KatVonD Shade and Light palette, and I'm mixing the shades of Lyric and Levitation. Using the same KatVonD palette, I'm going in with the middle shade called Shadowplay as a bronzer to warm up the skin. And then I'll go in with Subconscious, which is a more cool tone, which I will actually use to contour the face. And when I do my nose contour, I will not use that. I will use Shadowplay because it's a lot lighter. Using that foundation brush again, I'm just going to tap over that nose contour to make sure it's not too strong. And then for the lower lash line, I'm pretty much just repeating the steps I did on my lid. So yeah. The lashes I'm using today are the Cocoa Lashes in the style Goddess, and for blush I'm using Milani's Luminoso, which I have been killing all summer long. It is amazing. For my highlight, I'm using the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Wisp, and I'm going to take a little fan brush and dust that over the tops of the cheekbones, down the center of the nose, and across the cupid's bow. And for my lips, I'm using two of the Colourpop liquid lipsticks. One in the shade Beeper, which I'll use around the lips, and the other is Midi, and I'll just put that in the middle. It's kind of a more nude shade, which will give you a nice little ombre lip. After stacking all these different products, you need to use a setting spray. So I'm taking the Chill Makeup Setting Spray by Urban Decay and just thoroughly drenching my face with this.